Hey guys, Sarah coming at you from TNS Anatolians up here in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan on this. It's a pretty nice day today, especially for the middle of December. Here we breed Anatolian Shepherd dogs, which is a breed of livestock guardian dog. If you want to play catch up, you can look back on our past videos. You can also find us on Facebook at TNS Anatolians. See a little bit more about what we do. I wanted to do a video today because we have a sick girl. Her name is Giselle. She's 1.5 years old. And I feel like there's not enough people come out and talk about this kind of stuff, illnesses with these kind of dogs. We like to be, real transparent here and try to be as open and honest as we can be. By the way, let's just get the technical stuff out of the way. Like this, subscribe to our channel. I guess it helps get our channel out there, more information out there more, and we're always trying to just educate people on these dogs, what they are. We're a preservation breeder, meaning we're trying to breed good quality dogs for their intended purpose. So that's what we're trying to do here. So let me see if I can get some shots of Giselle here. So, where is she? Here she is. Where is she? There she is. You can see Miss Giselle here is pretty bloated. And just feeling pretty peaked. So, it started a while ago actually. She came in heat, and then after she came in heat, about, 4 weeks after she came in heat, she started getting bloated, she started making milk, and we thought, okay, she's got a false pregnancy. So we waited that out a little bit longer, and the milk production stopped, but the bloating kind of stayed. And so we thought, well, maybe she's just kind of hitting a growth spurt, and kind of, sometimes they grow out in odd, sometimes they'll get taller and then heavier, or heavier and then taller. But then she started dropping weight slowly and then rapidly. And of course, then we brought her into the doctor, and the vets did x-rays and determined that her entire cavity is filled with fluid. Now, I'm a nurse by trade. So for me, the first thing I do is think in human aspects of things. And I'm thinking congestive heart failure. But her heart is not enlarged. Her heart looks good. Her lungs are clear. So, doctors said that they're not sure, but he thought something called EPI, which is exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which basically her pancreas says, you know what, I don't feel like making enzymes to properly digest and absorb food. So he sent us home with 4 different medications, said her condition's grave, give it a week, see what happens. So it's been over a week, and honestly, yeah, we're not seeing any improvement here. We had her in the house for quite a while. I cannot see anything with this sun. We had her in the house for quite a while, and, when she's in the house, she's not as comfortable as she is outside. And all she does in the house is lay on the couch, which is not good for her physically or mentally, frankly. So we brought her out today. It's a nice sunny day out. We brought her out with one of our other females, and she can just kind of hang out with her out here today, and do her life. So the purpose of this video, here's where I'm going with this, is we put this out on Instagram, we put this out on Facebook when it first happened, and we were flooded with messages from people saying, I had a dog with EPI, it's manageable, it's not a death sentence, because we had considered euthanasia. Don't do that. That would be awful and horrible. Don't do it. She can live a very long and fulfilling life. And here's the thing, guys, and I'm not giving out hope. I'm not ruling out. But here's what we've decided. We're going to finish her treatment that we have, and then we're letting her be. Okay, we're just going to let nature do what nature does, because the next step would be open gastric surgery to take a look in there and see exactly what's going on. And it's going to be at least like $5,000 that they would want up front. Look, we're average middle class people here. We're not rich. by any means, and we're just doing the best we can here to make a go of life. $5,000 is not something that we have right now. And what quality of life would that leave her with? And here's the thing that I think people kind of don't quite understand when you have livestock guardian dogs, is if she were, your average house dog, that would be one thing. That would be very different. But these dogs are dogs that are out. Take a look behind us here. And we don't have big land. I'm trying to see out of the sun here. But these dogs, you're talking, some of these dogs can be working hundreds of acres of land. If you have a dog with a diagnosis that needs medication, let's say 3-4 times a day, let's say even twice a day. Let's say you have a couple hundred acres of land and you've got your dogs out running it. You got to call them in, you got to bring them out of the fields or out of the pastures or wherever they are, down from the mountains, maybe if you have dogs work in the mountains, to try to give them the meds and then turn them back out again. Do that 3-4 times a day. For most people, it's not a feasible thing. You could say, well, just make them house dogs. A lot of these dogs are miserable in the house. They don't want to be in the house. So it's not just as simple as it's a very manageable disease and you just bring them in the house. Give them their meds 4 times a day. What's the big deal? A lot of these dogs, it's not physically possible. So, and animals, dogs, goats, rabbits, sheep, that's what we raise here, pigs. They don't understand length of life, but they do understand quality of life. So, like one of my goats, let's say I'm raising it up for meat. My goat doesn't say, I've only lived a year. This is pretty crappy. They don't have that concept versus I'm 12 years old, I've lived a long life. So what is more important to me is the quality of life that they're getting, not the length of time. Like if she's miserable, for instance, I'm not going to say, I'm not letting you go yet because you're only 1.5. You're going to pull through this till you're 12. Because that's your lifespan. That's, to me, cruel. So it's for us about the quality of what she has here. If she gets to the point where she's in pain and she's miserable, then that's something we're going to have to address quicker here. But she doesn't seem to be in pain yet. She was perky coming out this morning. Where is she? There she is. So that's what it's more important and more about with us. Again, I feel like people aren't talking about this enough, especially with livestock guardian dogs, that when it comes to be a health issue, that it's not just as easy as, we'll just go pull them in a few times a day, give them meds, whatever. If they're out working, like I said, it can be hard to get them, to bring them in, and it's not just as easy as saying they can spend the rest of their life on the couch. Some of our dogs would be happy to. They can transition very easy. And she's not one of them. She is not a dog that enjoys being in the house. She wants to be outside. She wants to be working. And you can tell, she doesn't feel great. But these are the parts of this that is not fun. And honestly, I hate it. It's part of being an animal owner. That isn't always so fun. And that's being responsible for something else that can't make the choice by themselves on their own. So that's the situation. So I wanted to come forward, that sounds weird, but come out and talk about this because like I said, I feel like you don't get a whole lot of information about this stuff, and it does happen. There are cases of this, and it can be anything. It can be with Anatolians, thyroid issues are common. A lot of times with Anatolians, they'll have hypothyrosis, which is low thyroid levels. So they need, the most common is levothyroxine or Synthroid to supplement that. That again is oftentimes a twice daily thing. It has to be either an hour before or 2 hours after a meal. That can get really tricky to try to manage as well. So it's all about weighing and measuring pros and cons of things. Hey, Giselle. I know, baby girls. There she is. So that's what we're just going to have to do here, is just figure out what is best for her right now and go from there. Oh, that sun feels good, huh, Mama? Yes. Come here with your little face. Oh, there she is. Yeah. So that's that. Just wanted to come on, do a quick bit about that. A little bit of education, talk about why with these kind of dogs it can be a little bit difficult. It's not always black and white treating and deciding how you're going to do things. And at the end of the day, you have to make decisions that are right for you and your animals and your business or your farm or whatever it is that you're looking at, and do what's best for you, do what's best for your dog, and try to ignore the naysayers. I appreciate people coming forward and shooting me comments and giving me ideas, and because this is the first time I've ever had to deal with any kind of a digestive thing with my dogs. So I appreciate that, and we welcome it. But yeah, we just wanted to, if anyone else is out there, know you're not alone, that it does happen, and do the best you can. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll come back at you soon with an update, hopefully. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll check in with you again soon.